the revenue line, FY18 we had a fairly severe flu season. So we have respiratory devices, so that was beneficial. Our new app category, which includes the Optiflow therapy, non-invasive masks and the surgical humidification, that grew really strongly in that second half, at 25%. We had pretty strong growth in the OSA CPAP space as well in our second half. And then if we move to gross margin, we had a small improvement in gross margin for the year. And on the expense line, litigation expenses came in a bit lower than we had guided to. So that all sort of tallied up to the result you saw. Right, well, in terms of competitors, really our opportunity is in changing clinical practice. So it's not really about competing head to head. In terms of the companies that we do compete with in these spaces, not a lot of change. The competitive moat is really about having a product offering that is unique, that's differentiated, and where we can show that it improves care, improves outcomes, and reduces costs to healthcare systems. So key areas of focus for us are in how can we maintain or even increase our growth in those opportunities where we're changing clinical practice. And then in terms of improvement, we are a business and a culture that has continuous improvement built in throughout the business in a robust and ongoing way. And now our focus is more about how can we translate that culture and that continuous improvement culture into our sales force to maintain those growth rates and sell more and more per salesperson. Well, we're a global business. We sell to most countries in the world. We manufacture in New Zealand, we manufacture in Mexico. The US is one of our biggest customers for most things that we do. So in that regard, tariffs are not helpful. There's a couple of mitigating factors for us. One is that in the absence of any agreements, the default is World Trade Organization. That doesn't have tariffs or taxes on most of what we do as medical devices. We think long term, and fundamentally we'll think long term and we'll put our manufacturing and drive our strategy with what we think is right for the long term. We'll certainly consider the short term, but it's not the real driver for what we do. And then thirdly, most of our competitors are in the same position in that they manufacture globally and the US is a major market for them. So our R&D spend is mostly in New Zealand dollars. Our sales are global. And we think the sustainable thing to do is grow R&D costs at the same rate as our business grows. And now when we do that, our R&D as a percent of revenue can vary with exchange rates. Right now, our R&D spend is sitting around 9 to 10% of revenue. And we'll continue to pursue that strategy. And then in terms of where it's going, we do have a pretty full product pipeline. That's a standard thing I can say at almost any time. It's across the whole range of products in our business. And we tend to focus on where we perceive the opportunity. So that's in that new app space and the COPD opportunity in the home.